DuPont model. Now, DuPont model is a corporate model that is used to determine the ROI. And more than the ROI, it looks at what are the drivers to ROI, increase or decrease in return on investment. And it looks at three ratios: net income, or let's say profitability, multiplied by asset turnover, multiplied by equity multiplier. So equity is mostly for public listed companies. So if I remove this, let's look at profitability multiplied by asset turnover. And see what is the contribution that each of this ratio makes to ROI. So if I look at ROI, and this is my return on investment, the numbers in black is for the organization. So ROI is profit margin, profitability multiplied by asset turnover. I'm looking at these two. Okay. What is profit margin? Net income divided by sales. That is profit margin. So this is what is asset turnover? Sales divided by total assets. Okay. What is net income? Sales minus cost of goods sold minus other costs, selling, general and administration expenses. This is what is cost of goods sold? Labor, material, overhead. So I'm kind of breaking down this tree. On the asset turnover side, sales divided by total asset, that's the formula. Total asset is current asset plus fixed asset. So this is OPEX. Expenditure on current asset is OPEX. Expenditure on fixed asset is CAPEX. Capital expenditure, operating expenditure. If I look at current asset, you have inventory, account receivable, cash. So for a given organization, these are the numbers. All right. These are the numbers. As I plug in the numbers, I get sales, which I can get from the financial statement, cost of goods sold plus other costs. So I add up these numbers, cost of goods sold plus other costs. Net income, this is this minus this, net income divided by sales, which I already know, I get profit margin. So based on these numbers here, the profit margin is 6.1. And when I do the same thing here, I get asset turnover of 1.23. Now, the model can be used in multiple ways, but I'm using it from a procurement perspective. From a procurement perspective, if I can reduce this material by 5%, that is the number in the red. And if I keep the inventory the same, or I reduce the inventory by 5%, let's say, corresponding. And then I start to calculate again the numbers. So now the numbers in red are based on a 5% reduction in material costs. And then I get, as I go up this tree, I get profit margin 8.57. I get assets, I reduce this much. As I go up, I get asset turnover 1.24. I multiply this by this, I get 10.63. So a 5% reduction in material increases my ROI by almost 50%. Increases the ROI by 50%, which tells the management that if I focus on procurement, I'm able to increase the ROI. If I focus on third-party spend, I can get a 50% ROI. That is a fine. People will say, yeah, fine. What do you want to do? Oh, I'll go and ask my supplier to reduce the price by 5%. Now, which supplier will reduce the price by 5%? They'll say, I want to actually increase my prices by 5%. So most purchasing people in many organizations are commercial in nature. Their background is commercial. So any purchasing so-called, let's say, application or influence is from a commercial angle. So when they need to reduce cost, they go to the supplier and say, supplier, reduce cost. But if I ignore the supplier for the time being and I focus internally and I look at the procurement process, which we'll look later, you will realize that 70% of the cost for any procurement is because of in-house reasons. Supplier does not contribute much. It is how you have specified that contributes to the cost. So if you have to reduce any cost, you have to first start looking internally to your organization. You need to challenge the need. You need to challenge the specification. You need to look at alternatives. You need to look at options, right? And then look at reducing the cost, not running to the supplier and telling the supplier reduce the cost, which is more of a commercial function. So in this particular chapter, we are broadening the scope of procurement, not just a commercial function. Of course, commercial function is important, commercial knowledge is important, but also the process knowledge on how we can help the organization reduce cost, not just by going to the supplier. So that is the intention. And research also shows that 70% of your cost, 70% of your cost is finalized when you prepare a specification. This is ROI, return on investment.